I'm your morning witch, and today is Thursday, April 3rd, so happy Thursday, everybody. Okay, so this message came to me in the shower, and it was inspired partway by some things I've been thinking and partway by a conversation with a friend, and I'm not exactly sure how to start it out, so we're just going to go with the way it popped in my head in the first place, because that's got to mean something, right? So, stereotypes come from a place. Stereotypes come from a place of behavior among a specific group of individuals. But that doesn't mean that those stereotypes were not created by another group for their own purposes. It doesn't mean that the situations of society and everything else that come into play with the stereotype were not set in place by another group to create this stereotype, okay? So it's the basis for which we need to start this. Now, there's the stereotype of women, especially housewives, being on the phone complaining with each other about their husbands. And you can say I'm wrong, but I can give the receipts. We have so many TV episodes. Let's just go with TV or news articles. But the media has been telling us since at least the 50s that men control their wives, men don't listen to their wives, they think their wives' ideas are ridiculous, and that wives complain to each other about this. As a wife, I have lived that life. I have spent time on the phone with my best friend when we were both raising our little ones, and we were stay-at-home moms, and literally, we were on the phone until somebody's battery died or until somebody's husband got home from work, okay? So, the stereotype comes from a place, right? And it comes from a place that society was directed to. So, husbands have been convinced for a really, really long time that they have to rule the household, that they have to be the source of reason and rationality within their house because women are too emotional. Now, what does this do for our society? Well, it has the most passionate people in our society immediately discounted, okay? Immediately discounted. But it also convinces men that women have no place in politics, that women have no place making a decision about something out in the big wider world because they're in charge of the household. So they have to keep the household all day, and the big strong men, they take care of everything outside of the household, right? That's what we've been told, right? And so the stereotypes that we've been given by media, they rule our lives that we live in reality. So men think, because of what media tells them to think, men think women are irrational. Women do not understand politics because they do not live in the world of politics. Women do not understand government because women don't live in the world of government. And so women were convinced that their men were the enemy, that their controlling husbands were the problem. And I'm not saying that they're not. Please don't come at me with toxic masculinity exists. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that through the media, the powers that want us to quarrel against each other have incited these stereotypes through the media so that people that are absorbing the media think this is the way it has to be, this is the way it is. And so they enact that in their own life, even subconsciously, okay? So now we've got the husband thinks he controls the household, and so he doesn't listen to his wife about anything unless it has to do with the kids and how to punish them, right? Okay, and that's been going on since the 50s, okay? Now, if you think about it, that's just control. It's just control. It's controlling the men by making them think that they are in control. And it's controlling the women through the men. And then once you have it all localized, right? So now all your problems are local. For men, their problem is controlling their wife. For wives, their problem is dealing with their husband. And now everything is localized. All the problems, they exist within this unit, right? And the women, they complain to each other because, TV shows us you don't complain to your man. You talk to him, and when he offends you or upsets you or whatever, when he's gone to work without him being around, you get on the phone to, I don't remember what Lucy's Ethel, right? Lucy and Ethel? I think Ethel. So Lucy gets on the phone to Ethel and she's like, oh, Ricky, just whatever, right? And that's what we see. So then that's what we do when we're in that same place. We don't address the problem and go, hey, right? Like, because we feel powerless. They get to a point where we start to feel powerless because they've made us feel powerless because they've been told that's what's supposed to be, right? And so then we follow what we were told was supposed to be, so we complain to each other. And now these are all localized problems. And we're convinced even further that it's just a localized problem because Ethel over here and Lucy over here and Rhoda, if she ever got married, I don't know. But Rhoda over here, they're all having the same localized problem. So obviously, the problem is local. So we only deal with it within our own household. And this is how the powers that be, that get rich off of our lives and our deaths, that's how they keep us under their control, is by telling us this is the way it is. These stereotypes come from a place that they created, though, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that, yeah, these stereotypes might come from a place, but they come from a place that was created by the people that benefit from that system of, when we think all of our problems are localized, we don't go outside of that to fix the problem. We see our own spouse or our own partners or our own family. We see them as the problem, when really, or our own neighbor or the guy down the street who doesn't believe the same as us, we now think they're the problem instead of the people who are benefiting off of everybody, who are the actual problem, and convincing us that each other is the problem. And I hope everybody understood the message today. I'm sorry if it took a long way to get there. I was really trying to avoid that, and it still happened. Happy Thursday!